Welcome to Kathmandu, a city where history and culture comes alive together at every step. In the heart of this ancient city lies Basantapur and Asan Bazar, two places that have witnessed centuries of change, yet remain timeless in their essence. Join us as we embark on a journey through these bustling streets where every bricks, every monument tells a story of the ancient time. Asan, a historic marketplace that has stood at the crossroad of two legendary trade routes between India and Tibet. This vital trade route, running from Kathmandu Durbar Square through Asan and towards the northeast, has made Asan one of the city's most important hubs for centuries. Believed to have emerged during the Lichavi era, Asan roots stretch back to the 4th century AD. Overlooking at the market Annapurna Ajima temple, dedicated to the goddess of abundance, Annapurna. She is the protector of food, grain, symbolized by a filled grain measure, blessing the neighborhood with the prosperity.
Standing quietly in the heart of Kathmandu is a historic building for the Malla era, the Quarantine House. Constructed centuries ago, this structure played a vital role in safeguarding the health of the city and its people. In a time when travel between India and Lhasa was common, the Quarantine House provided a safe refuge for travelers. Upon arriving in the Kathmandu, those journeying along these trades routes would stay for up to 2 weeks and undergoing the quarantine to ensure they were free of sickness and diseases.
Paltangarh was built in 1833 BS, approximately 1776 AD. Paltangarh is a remarkable fusion of Mughal and Newari architecture, also known as the first class house. This historic building, originally used for housing soldiers for protection, is named after the Paltans or regiments that Abhiman Saha Basnet led to conquer Kathmandu with 72 brave soldiers. Inside, the building features several chowks, each with its own unique ambience, once used for gatherings and even traditional wrestling matches. Paltangarh stands as testament to Kathmandu's architectural heritage and its rich military history.
During King Yakshamalla's reign in ancient Kantipur, people believed that bathing in the holy river and visiting Swayambhunath temple would lead them to heaven. Intrigued by its power, Yamraj, the god of death, was captured by the king. In desperation, he prayed to Setumachendranath, the god of rain, who appeared and instructed the king to build a temple at the confluence of the Kalimati and Bagmati river. Today, the Setumachendranath's blessing continues to bring prosperity and vital rain to the Kathmandu valley.
Akash Bhairav. It is one of the different forms of Bhairav. The temple of Akash Bhairav is supposed to have been a palace of the king Yalambar. Legend has it that Yalambar, a fierce and revered warrior, is mentioned in the ancient text of Mahabharata. Eager to participate in the Great War, Yalambar chose to fight only from the losing side. His unparalleled skill as a warrior, however, made the gods nervous, fearing his immense power. Lord Krishna visited Yalambar and made a solemn request to take his head as a gift for the gods. Yalambar, ever respectful of the divine wishes, agreed, but he made one condition. Despite giving his life, he wished to witness the great battle unfold. Krishna, moved by this resolve, granted this request. With the warrior's head in hand, Krishna placed it atop a hill, allowing Yalambar to gaze upon the war from afar. In the years that followed, locals discovered a head atop the hill with no clear explanation of how it arrived there. The people, awestruck by this miraculous sight, came to believe that it had descended from the heavens, and thus the legend of Akash Bhairav was born.
Inside the Kichandra Bahal is a central pagoda-like sanctuary, and to the south is a small chaitya decorated with graceful standing bodhisattvas. On the northern side of the courtyard are 4 breastplates bolted on an upper story wall. The one on the extreme left shows a demon known as Guru Mappa taking a misbehaving child from a woman and stuffing it greedily in his mouth.
Hanuman Thoka. The historic palace complex in Kathmandu holds deep cultural and spiritual significance. Hanuman Thoka was named after Pratap Malla installed a statue of Hanuman in 1672. Pratap Malla, a devout follower of Hanuman, installed a reverse statue of the monkey god at the entrance. He believed Hanuman's divine presence would safeguard the palace and its inhabitant from the evil spirit. The palace, rich in culture, historical, and religious value, was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. Over the centuries, Hanuman Thoka has stood as a symbol of protections, bending Kathmandu's rich history and art spirituals into a timeless heritage site.
Kal Bhairav. It is a grand temple located at Kathmandu Durbar Square in the religious complex of Hanuman Thoka, dedicated to a fierce manifestation of Lord Shiva. It is an open-air area in the complex and has a gigantic 12-foot tall idol of Kal Bhairav, sculpted in the 6th century. It is regarded as the largest in the world. The idol and the structures that surround it are made of stone and were carved in the 5th century. It was discovered by King Pratap of the Malla dynasty amidst paddy fields in the 17th century. Kal Bhairav is also regarded as the judge, the jury, and the executioner. In ancient times, individuals who had committed crimes were brought before the Kal Bhairav statue to confess their wrongdoings. It was believed that any guilty person who chose to lie in front of the idol would die bleeding from the mouth as a punishment for their sins.
The Kathmandu stands at what historians believe to be the Kathmandu Valley's oldest public edifice. Traditional accounts link its construction to the mythical Kalpariviksha tree, said to possess remarkable regenerative properties that allowed it to restore itself after being harvested. Local lore suggests that temple was crafted from this sacred timber. A fascinating tradition persists during the annual Satal Puja, where worshippers call out that the price of salt and oil remain different. This ritual stems from the belief that the tree deity Kalpariviksha preached to remain in the Vikni city until these two commodities reached price parity. These legends, along with watercolor documentation from the 1860s by Oldfield, supports historical evidence that Kathmandu area served as a marketplace. While the structure's ground floor now houses a shrine to Gorakhnath,
located in the heart of Kathmandu Valley, Asan and Basantapur stands as living testament to Nepal's rich cultural heritage. These bustling hubs of commerce and traditions have long been the lifeblood of local communities, with every street corner whispering tales of the past. From the intricate temples that rise above the chaos to the scared swim that have witnessed countless prayers, these places embody the spirit of civilizations deeply rooted in faith and artistry. As time goes on, modern life has begun to take over this great space. The rise of urbanizations and commercialization is changing the way Asan and Basantapur look and feel, with ancient temples standing next to tall buildings. Traditions and value that once defined life here are fading under the weight of progress. But the soul of Asan and Basantapur remains alive in the smile of vendors, the prayers of the temples, and the strength of community that cherish its roots. Let us remember our duty to protect these treasures so their stories can inspire the future even as the world changes around them.